Bangladesh with an initial 5,000 metric tons of diesel through the cross-border Friendship Pipeline, a delivery that proceeds under a long-standing bilateral energy agreement despite lingering strains in the broader relationship following political shifts in Dhaka. The consignment reached the Parbatipur depot in northern Bangladesh after moving from India's Siliguri marketing terminal in West Bengal. It forms part of an annual commitment of up to 180,000 metric tons of low-sulfur diesel that Bangladesh is scheduled to import from India's Numaligarh Refinery Limited throughout 2026 at an approved cost of roughly 146.62 billion taka, or about $119 million. The arrangement is governed by a 15-year sales and purchase agreement signed in October 2017 during the tenure of the previous government in Dhaka. The pipeline project itself represents a significant shift in how fuel moves between the countries, stretching about 131.5 kilometers from the Numaligarh refinery in Assam to Siliguri and then across the border to Parbatipur. The line became fully operational in late 2022 and was formally inaugurated in March 2023. India provided grant assistance for the Bangladeshi portion of the infrastructure, which cost around 377 crore rupees to build overall. Before the pipeline existed, diesel traveled by rail wagons, a slower process that raised transportation expenses and environmental impact. Direct pipeline delivery now reduces costs, shortens transit time, and offers Bangladesh a more reliable supply route for a fuel that powers electricity generation, transportation, agriculture, and industry across the country. For Bangladesh, which imports the bulk of its petroleum products, the arrangement delivers price predictability in a global market still subject to volatility from conflicts in the Middle East and elsewhere. The 2017 pact allows Bangladesh to draw diesel at terms tied to international benchmarks plus a fixed premium, helping stabilize domestic fuel availability at a moment when the economy continues to face pressures. Officials have set a target of importing at least 90,000 tons within the first 6 months of the year, with the current delivery intended as the opening installment toward that goal. Yet the fuel flow arrives against a backdrop of noticeable friction in the wider bilateral relationship. Ties have come under strain since political upheaval in Bangladesh in August 2024 led to the ouster of the previous government. Since then, reports of rising anti-India sentiment in parts of Bangladesh, increased incidents along the shared border, and concerns over the safety of minority communities have surfaced repeatedly in public discourse and diplomatic exchanges. Earlier plans to expand pipeline capacity were put on hold amid the uncertainty, and broader connectivity initiatives have faced delays. Water-sharing disputes, long-standing border management issues, and occasional trade frictions have added to the list of unresolved matters that have tested patience on both sides. Despite these challenges, India has continued to honor the core terms of the 2017 agreement without interruption. The decision to maintain steady diesel supplies reflects a pragmatic approach that separates essential energy cooperation from the political headwinds. The pipeline remains a concrete example of infrastructure that benefits Bangladesh directly by lowering import costs and improving supply security, even as diplomatic warmth has cooled. Bangladesh's interim authorities have kept the import plan intact for 2026, signaling that practical needs continue to drive policy in this sector. The arrangement carries longer-term significance. The pipeline has an eventual technical capacity of up to 1 million tons per year, leaving scope for scaled-up cooperation if relations improve. For now, the regular arrival of Indian diesel helps Bangladesh meet demand in its northern regions, where Parbatipur serves as a major distribution point, while underscoring how economic interdependence can persist even when trust has been eroded elsewhere. In essence, Tuesday's shipment illustrates a relationship that remains functional in critical areas, despite the tensions that have accumulated since 2024. By upholding its supply commitments under the original pact, India is providing a stable energy lifeline to its neighbor at a time when global alternatives carry higher risks and costs. Bangladesh, in turn, continues to rely on this channel to keep its economy moving, highlighting how the two countries still find common ground in energy security, even as other aspects of their ties remain strained. The pipeline's steady operation offers a quiet reminder that practical cooperation can endure beyond the headlines of discord.